Hey, good morning, everybody. Rory Powers, Right Line Trading. Let's do the disclaimer very quickly. This broadcast is for demonstration and educational purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor. And if you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The opening bell just rang, and huge volume on the NASDAQ right now. Our haymaker jumped out with a beautiful short trade and pulled in a little bit of profit here on this long entry as well with that trailing stop. What I've done is I've enabled the signal A on the cash register, the ES 5-minute. Hey, there's my friend Toby. Good morning, Toby. I was just wondering, I wonder if my chat's working. Good to see you back, sir. So on our leaderboard this morning, we have the ES 5-minute, the 30 range haymaker, the signal A AI drone, which is very similar to the haymaker, and the 5-minute on the ES is at the top. We also have a signal B on the 30 range. So both the signal A and B are doing well this morning. The B is currently in a trade on this ES. But if today is anything like it's been in the past, the ES starts in one direction, and then after 10 minutes, it flips in the other. They sure don't make it easy, do they? And let's take a quick look at our positions. We're in short ES and gold right now. And I want to get to a couple things today. We can do our challenge like Mark did yesterday. That was a lot of fun. We're, I don't know, about 10 o'clock. Pick a strategy. We'll put your name on the account, and the winner gets a $25 gift card to Amazon. And then I want to resume the market replay. We've got it fixed. Here we go with the balance now. All right, Rao. Yeah, I want to wish everybody a happy Friday. Amen. Hallelujah. I always say Friday's my favorite day of the week. My third favorite. Saturday, number 2, and Sunday, number 1. And there we go. The NASDAQ has popped up. Some really nice volatility. Let's take a look at the bigger picture. I know we recently had Google and Microsoft, their earnings reports, Meta the day before. A lot of volatility on the NASDAQ. Yeah, we're going to do that market replay, Stephen. We got it fixed. Now, I just want to mention um, that the problem was, drum roll. No, the problem was is we needed to adjust something in the coding. Okay, and I have some good news. Uh, Now, before you rush and download it and do your update, let me just say that this afternoon we're going to be meeting and doing some optimization to some of the strategies that will also be available in the same zip file that the update is available so you could do the market replay. So you may want to wait. I said all of that to say wait until later this afternoon, or you'll do it twice. It's up to you. If you want to do the update immediately and get the market replay update, it's available now in the AI Auto Trader zip. You'd follow the same instructions that of Charles's video that was posted in the software updates. Same process. But just keep in mind, if you do it now, you have to probably do it again over the weekend once these new updates come for the strategy inputs. And a nice trade here on gold. Let's take a look at the short on gold on our signal B. That's crude. Let's go to gold on the signal B. Signal B is our trend trading strategy. If you're joining us for the first time, our bot and drone, every strategy runs in tandem. Every bot runs in tandem with a drone. And the drone is feeding the bot information as what the range of the market is. Are we in a choppy market or a trending market? And in real time, it's going to dynamically change your positioning of the stop and the profit target. This is the AI Auto Trader, if you're new. It's a fully automated system that will simultaneously trade all of the index equities currently, and we have crude oil and gold. When all of the conditions are met, the system will execute and manage the trade on your behalf. And here we go with this balance. Very close to getting a long entry here on the ES. I was reading some economic news, and they said that the GDP report was causing some concern because it came in so far below expectations. And the major concern is with stagflation, which they say is even worse than inflation. And one more quarter of GDP is like it did last quarter. Then those real ugly words start being part of the conversation. So, gold is in this really nice trade. And we're down with crude oil. Crude oil is down 450. Here's a really nice trade on the golden nugget. Stephen, if you were to alter your bot parameters, do you need to change the drone? No, the drone always stays the same. You don't alter the drone. The drone stays very wide stop, wide profit target. And it's kind of flying above, seeing the range of the market with very loose parameters. We got this big move down here. But let's not rush into anything. Yes, so we are going to have a challenge today. So be thinking which one that you want to go with, taking into consideration how it's performing in today's market. I see a lot of signal A's on top of the leaderboard with a few exceptions. Signal A just jumped in on the NASDAQ. The haymaker. I'm going to attach this to the modified fast and lock in some of that profits now that we've got some room. $4,500 for Rao. Wow. There we go. Now that's a great thing about this automated system is you read all of this doom and gloom on in the media, and you come to trade and you're thinking I'm going to just take short positions, and our own opinions and biases would prevent us from taking a long trade. And this system just relies totally, completely on the technicals. No opinion, no bias. It's going to go in the direction to make money, regardless of what the talking heads are saying. I see my profit target is just above this area of resistance. What I like to do is I kind of like to move my profit target just under that area of resistance and give it a clear shot. And we run a 50-tick trailer on the NASDAQ 30 range. So worst case scenario, we'll get back 250. Try to give it enough room to mature to go all the way. Look at that gold trade, will you? Wow. That is a monster. The gold trade is a monster. So the haymaker is up $1,000. And it likes this short entry now. In a lot of positions right now. The big one being gold. And gold's been red hot on that signal B. Mark was showing me his results, and wow, really a hot strategy. And I met with one of our members, Stephen, and David L. And he was kind of showing me, these ABC entries when it goes into consolidation and then continues down, and get a leg down, kind of a consolidation move, and then a continuation down. That's just what gold did just now. Kind of looking at price patterns. Let's go to the ES signal A. This ES signal A is the one that I have an Apex account on. Hey, Ben, good morning. Good question, Stephen. I'm going to answer you in just a second. Let me read what Ben wrote. 16 accounts at 825-ish each. One take per... Wow. Great job today, Ben. That's amazing. You and Mark Miller, man. You guys are great. Mark yesterday pulled off an amazing feat. I think I have to look at the YouTube video. He put out a YouTube video yesterday. Let me see if I can bring it up here. Great trading, Ben. That's very impressive. Wow. Those are the type of results that I dream about. Let's go to our videos. Mark Miller made $29,000 yesterday. There's a great video on YouTube if you get a chance today or during the weekend. I should be in that Signal A trade. Let me see. No, very disappointing. That you could see on the 5-minute, the RSI line popped through, and my thinking is the pivot was too close. That area of resistance was too close, and it prevented it from taking that trade. Okay, let's go back to the questions. I'm serious. Ben said he made 20 grand in 10 minutes. 4 PA accounts, 1,100 each. One take profit, 2,300, and 16 accounts at 825. Ben, it's time to call it a day, my friend. Enjoy your weekend. Disable everything. Yeah, the ES had that at the open, took that move down, and then it bounced. And man, I thought I'd be in that trade, I'll tell you. We were a little too close to that area of resistance to the upside. I think before it's all over, this is totally my opinion, is we might get a meltdown. The 30 range just broke to the short side. But let's see what happens. So from 10 to 11, we'll run the challenge. If you have a bot that you want to put your name or a drone or whatever one you want, at 10 o'clock, I'm going to start setting them up. The way we play the game is you would pick one of our strategies, whether it be on one of the index equities, crude oil, or gold. We're going to run it right around 10 as fast as I can get them set up. And we'll let them run for an hour till 11. Winner gets a gift card to Amazon. Doesn't cost you anything to play. And after our contests, we're going to do the market replay training. Okay, let me go back to the other question. How do the 15 and 50 filters work, Stephen? I almost forgot you. I'm sorry. The way they work, and I go over it in Module 1. Let me open it up real quick. This ES pushes through. Looks like it is trying to push through. Let's take a look at this trade, and then we'll go into the 15 and the 50. Tell you what I like to do in this situation is I have the signal A on my apex on the ES, and what I'm going to also do is take the signal B. So if it does push through, it'll pop me in long. But if it bounces off of that area of resistance, it'll pop me in short. And then once I get the fill, I'll disable the other one. So really nice trade there on the haymaker. So let's go into the 15 and 50 filter. What Stephen's talking about is we have a condition in our strategy parameters. And the triggers, we have two triggers that I had mentioned earlier. Our triggers are the signal A and the signal B. The signal A is our cross of the RSI line, the 20 and the 80. It's looking at momentum. It's catching those shifts of momentum on reversals. However, the signal B entry is our trend trading entry. So if I enable the signal B, I'm looking to trade in a trend trade. And then once I check off that trigger, then all of our filters come out. And this is how conservative or loose or aggressive we can make the strategies. Obviously, if I have none of the filters enabled, it's going to run wide open. Whenever that line crosses, the RSI line crosses on a signal A, the 20 or the 80, it's going to jump into a trade. One of the conditions or filters that we could put on with our goal with these filters is to filter out our losing trades, sometimes at the expense of letting some of the winners go as well. So in order to filter out some of these trades, one of the conditions that Stephen asked about was the 15 and the 50. Those are our two moving averages. If I bring up a chart, well, here, on my NASDAQ chart on the 30 range, you can see my dotted line is my 50, and my the dotted line is my 15. That's our modified fast indicator, and the solid line is my 50. So if I check off the signal, the 1550 signal, that means that it's going to put those into play. The 1550 as a signal criteria, true or false. So the 1550 criteria is on a long trade, the 15 would have to be sloped up and green. Or the 50 would have to be sloped up and green for a long trade. For a short trade, the 15 would have to be sloping down red as well as the 50. So this is one of the ways we define risk is by looking at the market structure. If price is below the 50 or it's sloping down, we're considering taking short trades only. So a signal A entry, this really wouldn't be a great condition because we're kind of doing the opposite. So it comes into play, I think, on the signal B entries. So if I want my 15 and 50 signal, I would check it. We want them red, green, or yellow. We could pick the color. And the 50 signal, we would check, if we put red, green, then it's red for short, green for a long. If we want it to be bring in yellow, then it could be neutral. Now, there's more risk associated with those trades because we don't know which. It's more of a guessing game. It's not in a confirmed trend yet. And then with market structure, if we want the 50 to be above price, on a short trade, or below price on a long trade, then we would put these filters on here as well for the 15 and the 50. A good way to test these is to, if I go on my chart, I'm going to bring over the gold chart here, and let's test this out and put it in and kind of put it into practice. If I take this gold chart, and this is the way to always see. We've got this great tool, this indicator, the signal A indicator, that shows you where the entries would be. So is my NASDAQ on the 30 range. So this is a duplicate of this chart here. So what I can do is, if I go to my indicators, and I go to my signal indicator, and let's disable the signal A, and we'll just do the signal B. And we've got the bias has to be in, the strongest up bias or the strongest down bias. And I have the volume threshold at 200. And let's do all the 15 and 50s. And we'll take off the trend signal. And we've got the MA diff signal. At first I'll take it off, and then we'll add them back in. And then we have the VWAP. So all of those conditions would have to be met with all of those checked. So if I hit apply, what will happen is on my chart, let me scroll back some. Now you could see on my chart where these green crosses come in. The 15 and the 50 on the long are both green, which satisfies that condition. And then I get that green X. Now if I see, hey, I don't want it to take a trade this high off the 50, and I say this is a little bit overextended right here, I have what's called the MA diff. The MA diff is the distance from the fast line to the moving average colored, or the 50, I'm going to put. And right now it's at 50 ticks. If I make it at 20 ticks, it's only going to take trades very tight, and I enable this filter. It's only going to take trades very tight to the 50. All of these other entry signals that came in earlier will disappear, and they'll only come in very tight to that 50. And then I can back test. I can go back on my chart, and I can see where those signals came in with just a 20 MA diff. And you can see that there's very few that satisfy the conditions where my 15 and 50 is both sloping up and the 15 is above the 50. And it's only 20 ticks away from the 50. By the time that those conditions are met, I'm beyond 20 ticks on a number of these. Here's one occasion that it came in very tight to the 50, and it took that winning trade. So on the signal B, if we go to the signal B, we could see where our actual entries hit. And the way that they are now, this one would have never been a trade. That MA diff is way further than 20 ticks, so it would have filtered out that loser. And it would have gotten us into this trade up here, which would have been a good trade. Now it didn't take this long entry because my 15 is below my 50. So I would have missed that winner in this situation. Here's another situation where a tighter MA diff would have filtered out this loser. It took a short entry here, and we were pretty far off of that 50. Now, finding the sweet spot is the challenge. And how conservative do you want to be? We would have missed this entry here. So if I say, hey, what would have my entry needed to be on my MA diff to get that cross? So I can come back, because all of the other conditions I could see have been satisfied. We have the 15 and 50 signal. It took the entry, so our pivot signal is fine. So I can go back to that signal indicator, and I'm assuming it's going to be this. And if I put it to 50 and hit apply, let's see if a cross comes in now. Mm-mm. And a lot of this is what I cover in Module 2 of our master class. And what's preventing that? I don't know. It could have been this. Let's take off the MA diff signal. See if it pops in. So it's not the MA diff that's preventing that. Figuring out what's preventing it is the challenge. The bias, it appeared the bias was correct. Look at that. I'm all out of conditions. I really should be getting a... the MI signal. I see what it is now. It's this... there's no market internals. There's no arrows there. Is what's preventing it. So that was a bad example. All right, but that's how the filters work, and that signal A indicator is really a great tool to use. So I kind of lost 10 minutes, but if you'd like, here's the results so far. If you want to play the game, let's see if I got in on that signal B. Not yet. If you do want to play the game, we're going to do the challenge. You can see our leaderboard, and if you just type in which one of the bots that you want to take in our challenge, I'll make an account, and we'll run it from now until 11 o'clock. Okay, Steven's got the NQ 2-minute retirement plan. Okay, what I'm going to have to do to create these accounts is I'm just going to have to temporarily close my positions and disconnect. And I'm just going to create a simulation account. I was going to use the tool to do it, but I think I'll wait till next week. So we got Steven is in the game. I'm not sure what the problem is. No, it won't let me shut it down. I'm not sure what that unique is. Hmm. Okay, I think I'm going to have to restart Ninja anyway. So maybe we'll just go to the tool. And Steven, what I'm going to do, what I did was is I added earlier people's names that are going to play the game. And I'm just going to assign you the correct strategy. Steven wants the retirement plan. And Copper Nail wants the haymaker. Copper. COPPER. Not showing up. All right. Let me force shut this down. This is something I think I'm going to need to work on over the weekend. Okay, let's restart. I do apologize about this. I probably should have held off on this until Monday. It was kind of a last minute. So the signal A, 30 range signal A, is way out on top. Let's keep an eye on that one. I think we'd be crazy not to take that. So let's jump on that one, on the apex as well. Now the haymaker is a signal A, so it's looking for a reversal. And I'm gonna have to take a pause on the challenge. My ninja just didn't want to create those accounts for us for one reason or another, and I apologize. So the haymaker just went in, which means I'm in on this account. Gold took another trade to the long side. See if we can get this short roll on the signal B. I'm sorry, the continuation down. But Stephen, the the market replay that we're going to do in just a few minutes, you could really test out the difference of using these filters on the market replay. You can make 8 or 10 different strategies using different filters. In that market replay data, and you could see what the results would have been. And let me tell you, that market replay data is very accurate. And we'll start at 11 o'clock. We'll go back to that test workspace. But those questions that you're asking regarding the conditions, Stephen, I really would recommend watching Module 1 and 2. I remember being a little confused on some of those 15 and 50s myself, and I asked Sergio right before that video just to clarify them, and I got it right in that video. I know I'm very close to what I said today. All right, so we got into this long position. Let's see what strategy it was. It's this signal A. So what I want to do is I want to just take off the B now. That's the way the market's been moving for the majority of the morning, is up. Okay. 0 for 2 on that one. A lot of sideways action here. There goes the retirement plan. Okay, it's back in on the signal A. Let's go back here. Not trilling. Maybe we'll finally get a big roll here to the downside. A nice trade here on the Nasdaq. Come on. Come on. Push down. Jumped in on the Nasdaq and the ES short. Goes into a little consolidation pattern and see if we can get the continuation down. All right, let me check that strategy if I have the trailing stop on it, just for my own information. That's weird. Yeah. Look at the haymaker. Holy moly. Unbelievable. This haymaker is it's up $1,800. The haymaker is a real powerhouse. Wants to push higher. Let's see where my positions are. We're in the YM long, gold short, crude short. Let's watch that gold trade. All right, I'm going to just take a 5-minute break. Give me just a second. Let me run to the restroom. I'm going to leave the signal A on the ES and the NASDAQ. Oh, I also have the signal B. Excuse me for just a moment. Okay, sorry about that. Wow, gold's in another beauty. I'm going to attach the stop. When it goes up about 500 like that, I like to attach it to the modified fast. I'm in a trade on the NASDAQ. I'm a short trade. Looks like I'm in a little bit of trouble with it. I keep getting a short position, looking for the reversal. I'm in the same thing on the E-mini, I'm afraid. Hey, good morning, Pete. Right now, my Apex is down $615. The ES and the NASDAQ are on an Apex account. Let's go back to the Haymaker, which seems to be the hot strategy today. Here's the Haymakers in another trade. NASDAQ's been trying to break through this area of resistance here. If it does finally break it, might have some room to the upside. Good morning, sir. In just a couple of minutes here, about 10-15 minutes, we're going to do the market replay data. We're going to set up a workspace and put a couple of variations. Oh, there it goes. So the Haymaker's up 1780. In fact, I think right after this ES trade, we will do the training. I'm going to disable everything except for that ES. On the Apex. So the market just kept pushing higher and higher. Gold crushed it. That signal B again on gold is going to come up nicely. So that 30 range signal A had a huge day today. I kind of had a tough week though. This was a tough week. Usually it's by a long shot our most profitable strategy. This week, the whole week cumulative, it's down about $500 on my machine. Really strong and consistent one has been the the ES signal A. These are our signal A strategies on the E-mini this week. The cash register, the signal A bot, and signal A drone. The cash register is up 720. The signal A AI bot, mine is up 1191. And the signal A AI drone was the winner at 1578. My retirement plan strategy is up about $1,000 this week. This is the retirement plan. That's our 2-minute. Is up 1,000. Our 30 range is down about 600 for the week.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
And the moves to the downside have been very small this morning. The bigger legs were the ones up. The haymaker's making some hay. Exactly. That's right, Steve. Steven sells homes. Not anymore, though. Crazy real estate market.
Order submitted.
Crude jumped in. Let's see if I can find the crude chart. Oh, here it is. Crude's in on the signal B. Well, I'm in trouble on this ES trade. The market's pushing higher. I was hoping to get this roll, but it's really tough to call tops and bottoms.
Order submitted.
Let me turn my light. My dog, my 5-year-old, shut the lights. Hang on. Okay. I didn't realize I was sitting here in the dark. So yeah, the Nasdaq on these legs up is really what saved the day for the system. The haymaker caught the moves up, and right now it's the stop is right around break even. Yeah.
Order submitted.
One nice big move down is what I need here.
Order submitted.
One nice meltdown. That's what it's been doing. It's been taking small losers to the downside and then bouncing up and uh, and pulling in profits to the upside.
Order submitted.
There it goes again.
Order submitted.
Retest.
Order submitted.
This is where it's been bouncing. Just push through. I'm gonna move my stop just a few more ticks up, and really wanted to break through that area to stop me out. Yeah, those modules are really great, Stephen.
Order submit. Order submitted.
Nasdaq's going up and up and up.
Order submitted.
The haymaker continues to make hay. I really think this signal B on that Nasdaq is going to jump in here and catch a monster. Let's see if it's in one. Nope. In a lot of long positions right now. I'm the only dumb one in a short. Everything's green except for my position. Okay, we're going to give it a few more minutes, and then we're going to do that market replay. And what we'll do is we'll replay the haymaker this morning and see how close the trades are to what they were in real time. If it rolls now, we're looking at this RSI line to break through that 80% and take that short roll. Once it breaks through that 80%, the Nasdaq could potentially take a short trade there. But the way it's been going all morning is they keep driving the price higher and higher. I know Google just recently reported earnings and decided to give all their shareholders a dividend. I think it was like almost $2 billion they gave out. Google's a giant. Is it Google or Microsoft? Might have been Microsoft. Oops. Sorry about that. in the webinar yesterday. I was talking about the ES strategy, and I said we have a really exciting strategy, the ES cash register. I said, well, it's not that exciting. It's almost like watching paint dry because it just doesn't move very fast.
Order submitted.
Okay, let's do the training. Let me take this off. So this was our leaderboard today. We had the Haymaker, all of the Signal A 30 ranges scored big, and then even the Signal B 30 ranges did well. A couple of the ES Signal A's continue to be very consistent. They seem to have been in the green all week, every day. And so it was really the ES and the NQ. We did have a great day on the gold. Signal B took a couple of monster trades to finish $847. So really that's been our 1, 2, 3 punch. The NASDAQ gold and the E-mini. Those are the three that have been bringing home the bacon. So let's do this. Let's disable everything. And go to my connections, and I'm just going to disconnect this connection here. So let me flatten the positions.
Order submitted.
Okay, and now what we're going to do is just disconnect. Now, if you're going to do this market replay, I highly recommend doing it on a different workspace. The one you trade on, close it out. We're going to put a different data feed that's playing replay data, and we don't want it to interfere with anything that we're doing. So I'm going to go to my workspaces, and I'm going to go to our backtest workspace. And I'm going to close my others. And I'm going to start by going to my connections on my control center. And we're going to go to that playback connection. So I've closed out all of my open workspaces with exception to the one that I do my back testing on. And now I'm going to go to my connections, and I'm going to select that playback connection. This is automatically going to come up and give me the ability to select the instruments and dates one day at a time that I want to download. So we discussed the NASDAQ. Today we had a big day on the Haymaker. So let's do today's NASDAQ. We'll download it. And we'll do today's ES. I meant to download it. And we'll do today's gold. So now once I select, I've downloaded those days. So if I open my market replay up top, it'll show me the ones that I have market replay data for. So I have the ES, gold, the NASDAQ, and the Russell. Okay. So now under my strategies tab, what I would want to do is, let's start with the NASDAQ. We know the Haymaker did well today. So I want to check, and we're going to see the accuracy of this. We're going to compare the entries that it takes on my Haymaker template in replay based on what happened in the real market to make sure that we're getting accurate results. So I'm going to find my 30 range Haymaker and load that template. Put it on the right instrument. And if my trading hours, right now it's 11 Eastern, I want to make sure that my end time isn't any time before 11. If it is, you would need to adjust your trading hours. It's not going to look at the time that the replay data is running. It's going to look at what time it is right now on your computer. So if you're outside of the window, like right now it's 11:06 here, if this was 11 a.m., I would need to change it. Okay, but it's not. So I'm okay on that one. And now let's say I wanted to do a new strategy and I wanted to run the Haymaker, but change a few of the parameters to see if it would have done any better. I can load that same exact template and maybe it's a signal A entry. So if I wanted to, I can add some conditions for it to take a trade. If I want, trying to filter out some losing trades on the signal A. Let's play more with the trade management strategy. Let's see if we did a tighter stop. Maybe we only took 38 ticks of risk, and we just went for 100 ticks, and we were going to trail it by 50. So I'm just going to put a little notation that this is the one with the ATM that I changed. And let's load one on the ES. Now I'm going to do an ES signal B. And I'm going to make sure that I have it on the right instrument. And I'm not going to touch anything. I'm going to run this one just like we ran it. And then I'm going to do a new strategy and just put a few variations on the signal B. We're going to do the 15 signal. Has to be red or green. And I'm going to put a cap on the MA diff. I'm going to put it on my fast line and moving average colored. And I don't want it to take a trade if it's over 50 ticks from my 50 EMA. And on this one here, I want to trail the trades by 4 points. And this is the one I made changes on. And then on gold, we could do the same thing. Gold signal B, AI drone. Started at 5 a.m. And I'm going to run this one right out of the box. No change. And then I'm going to run a variation of that gold signal B. I want to add the trend signal and the clear pivots, and we'll put the MA diff. We don't want to take any trades where it's more than 50 ticks off. And we're going to trail it by 15 ticks. So this is the one we made some changes. Okay, so let's just change the Russell to gold. And we have our playback button. So now we could initiate this recording. And we'll start it this morning at in a time that I'm just going to do it for today and the time that we know they were all running. I think about 8:30. I think it's safe to say that the ES had started about 8:30. And the NASDAQ and gold. All right. So if we hit the play button, what I like to do first is it's on the 23rd, the start time. So I'm going to fast forward it to this morning. So I'm going to slide my bar up to as close to 8:30 as I possibly can get it. There's 8:40. And now that it's caught up, I'm going to want to enable my strategies. And now that it came back and I have a green light on my play button, I'm going to go ahead and start the replay. And then I don't want to really speed it up too fast, but I don't want it to go at regular speed either. So I just 10 times the speed, and we can even go even higher than that. I've seen Sergio do it to the max, and it'll still take trades. And now what should happen is once all of the conditions line up, I see my RTY. This should be on the NASDAQ, actually.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Let's slow down just a little bit.
Order submitted.
Now you want to keep in mind when you're running this that it potentially could stop trading if your daily loss limit or daily profit targets hit. So you would probably want to reset those values to a higher number so you can let it run through and get as much data as possible.
Order submitted.
And it'll tell you on each individual strategy how it's doing.
submitted.
See it on the gold, it already hit my limit. So on the gold, what I would want to do is increase that number.
Order submitted.
So I'm running it back on 10 times the speed of what it normally runs on. You can see I'm at 10x.
Order submitted. 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 Order submitted.
See now the haymaker at 934. Currently, it's up $60.
Order submitted.
So I'm expecting to see some winners on the haymaker any minute now.
Order submitted.
That's my wife, and my 5-year-old is a handful.
Order submitted.
She keeps us on our toes, that's for sure. Here we go.
Order submitted.
Now the haymaker starts running up the score with these. So it's going to be in the long entry soon.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Now we should get a number of long winners on the NASDAQ. Here was that big trade down on gold.
Order submitted.
So we'll let it go to about, I don't know, about 10:30.
Order submitted.
We'll let it run for another 5 minutes. And then we'll just compare the results to what really happened.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Um, it looks like gold. See, now listen, these tests are not perfect. We could see now that gold, the ATM on gold is way off.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
The NASDAQ looks like it's performing about right to me.
Order submitted.
See, what I could have done was I could have enabled, it would be interesting to see on the signal A, on this signal indicator, if I match the conditions that I'm running in this signal B strategy, and turn the dashboard on, it'll tell me why it didn't take a trade at a certain time. The condition will be red on my dashboard because I was wondering, hey, why didn't it take a trade here? Well, that dashboard, if I make the the print on it a little bigger,
Order
the
submitted.
font size. Because I was wondering why did that signal B on the ES not take a trade? And it'll give me a really good indication of why not. Any condition that's in red is preventing it from triggering. If it's in green, that means that that condition was met. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the most accurate, Stephen. It's a little more time consuming.
Order submitted.
We're going to compare the two in just a minute. Now I did pin the stop on gold on a couple of trades to the modified fast, so I know those aren't going to be exact. And this stop appears to be way out of
Submitted.
in
Order
right
submitted.
field. Oh, now it's working. On that trade, the trailing stop works really well. All right, so that took us to 1040. We'll let it go till 1045. It'll take another minute or so, and then we'll put them side by side. We'll take a screenshot of what the results were. The problem is going to be on the trades. We could filter out the NASDAQ trades.
Order submitted.
All right, so let's stop it there.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
All right, so we see our strategies. It's disabled. Okay, so what we could do, let's disconnect this for just a moment. So if we go to a trade performance, and we're just going to do today. And let's look at our accounts. The playback's not on there. Let's see. Well, don't do that update just yet because it should have my playback account on here, and it's not recording the performance. All right, so we're getting closer. I'm really sorry. What should happen though is under my accounts, I should be able to have a playback connection, a playback account that I can go back and compare them. Let me make sure I'm on the right dates. Let's just go to the 26th. It's not showing up. Okay. Well, I do apologize. I'm going to ask Sergio about that, but normally we can go into our trade performance and filter our playback accounts and see how each one of those instruments traded, because we would be able to filter the playback account and then the instrument, and be able to see how each one of those did, the trades it took, the time it took the trades, and give us some really valuable information. So I need to find out exactly why that playback connection isn't showing up in trade performance. All right, well, listen, I want to wish everybody a really great weekend. Hope you spend time with the people you care about the most, quality time. That's what it's all about. I hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and God willing, we'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.